Hey everyone, so today we are going to talk about the shadow self and how can you identify your shadows? What's the quickest way? What kind of tools do we have? Because we have tools. You don't have to, like me, take 15 years to get over one aspect of a life. So I am going to show you through the law of one and astrology how to get to know your shadow self and what in your life is going to cause you the most amount of pain. Now, the way to know your shadow self, I'm so excited to share this. I wish I knew this when I was like 18. The best way to know your shadow self is to take your sign. So let me give you an example. So my sign is Cancer, okay? I'm a Cancer. And in the Law of One Tarot, in the Great Way, the Chariot is the mind complex for Cancer, okay? What does that mean? So what that means is my biggest issues are going to be caused, the biggest shadows will be caused by the opposite sign. So my opposite sign from Cancer, the opposite sign is Capricorn. Capricorn is right here, my friends, is the Devil card in the Law of One Tarot. It is the Devil card of the spirit complex. So look at this. Look how far this shit is. And this is what you will find too. So the distortions and the shadows are so deep. Like my shadows are the overemphasized and the underemphasized. There's a little bit of both when you're looking at shadows of the Devil card of Capricorn. My shadows will also be within my own sign, the sign of Cancer. So, and this is just very basic. I'm just getting, if you don't know anything about astrology, I'm sure a lot of us know our signs. All you have to go online and look at what your opposite sign is. I am just right now giving you a very simple tool. Astrology is extremely complicated, like extremely complicated. So I want to give you just an example, and I can only give myself, right? So let me give you an example. Cancer is, so my sign Cancer. When a Cancer is completely balanced, they are receptive, they're accepting, they're nurturing, they're caring, they're gentle, protective, and reflective. Cancers are very reflective. Now, this is something I've always had in my life. I've always been very reflective, but because I was so distorted, especially after my husband passed away 15 years ago, for the first decade, I was not only in shock, but I honestly just realized this like this week, that not only was I in complete shock for like a decade, 6 years, I would say at least, but I was the total negative side, shadow side of the Devil card, of the spirit complex. I couldn't, the reason it took me all this time to get to the healthy side of Cancer, today I can tell you, I am the balanced side of Cancer. I am also the balanced side, pretty balanced. I'm still working on my balanced side of the Devil, but I'll tell you all about the balanced side of Capricorn. Now, the reason this world is so distorted and the stars matter, all constellations matter. The reason is because in each constellation, oh, I wish I had my chart. The way the stars are, and they form like a Taurus or a Scorpio, they're named after animals. Each little point, the black hole that you see in the constellation, those are portals. The light reflected onto us from the constellation of the star system that is directly in the sun. Like for me, I'm a Cancer because the sun was shining on my sign when I was born. So what that means is the stars, the energy from those stars, which are archetypes, because these are all archetypes, right, are going to have a direct reflection on your personality, and your personality is your karma. And if you take it even further, if you take all 12 all 12 constellations, you have to go through the karma within each constellation and the planets, by the way. You have to go through the karma, and this karma, what I'm starting to realize is, for me, the one thing that you will always have within you is your own, where the sun was shining the most and where the planets were when you were born. So with Cancer, I gave you a balanced Cancer, right? So the purpose of a Cancer, the purpose of the star system of Cancer is to embrace your feelings and sentiments through caring for and nurturing others. This is what the crab wants you to do. The crab doesn't want to be protective all the time. It wants to be receptive, accepting, nurturing, caring, gentle, protective, reflective, so that it can embrace its own feelings and sentiments, have that same protectiveness for itself through caring and nurturing. For you will care for, nurtures for others first, but then as you grow, like for me, just now, 45, I began nurturing self. But it took me 15 years to get here. So the unbalanced side, so what I was as a Cancer, after my husband passed away, what I did, I became the underemphasized Cancer. So I didn't even care about my attributes of the Cancer sign, and I did exactly this. What I did was I withdrew from the world. I became super defensive. I even kicked my family out of my life. Okay, I wanted no help from anybody. I became cold, detached, disconnected, and I didn't care. I didn't care about my life, except I kept going because of my son. Other than him, that's why I always tell him he's my positive karma, he's my soulmate, is because through him, I learned so many lessons. I learned to love again, hug again. Not that I stopped loving my son, but I just became so detached and so cold. And that's a victim. I played victim for many, like, why me? I would literally look at people and think, why do they get to have a happy life and a happy family? And like, why did my husband get taken away? I would literally think these things. And I know that's awful, but I did. I'm just being honest. So that's the underemphasized side of Cancer. That's what I did. If you're taking in too much energy from the stars, because remember, you can't take in too little, you can't block the energy off the frequency of that star system, which is what I did. So that's underemphasized, but overemphasizes if you're connecting way too much with the frequency of the vibration of the light and rhythm coming from the stars. You're going to become, this is overemphasized, brooding, hypersensitive, overly concerned, smothering, and you're just stuck in the past. So a lot of Cancers, and I did do this, I was so stuck in the past. But I don't feel as I was like overemphasized, I was more underemphasized, and I was stuck way in the past. So that is the shadow side of Cancer, which I went through for 15 years, but that doesn't even start with the shadow. Like, that's just what you're going to go through because you were born in the sign of Cancer. But what your real pain, even though that was very painful, but the super pain, let's call it, comes from the opposite sign, which is Capricorn. So let's read what Capricorn does. So the purpose of Capricorn is building a legacy through discipline, patience, and perseverance. Okay? And a balanced Capricorn will do this through responsibility, commitment, hard work, maturity. They'll be determined, dedicated, and persistent. What I did, I became an overemphasized Capricorn. So I took in all the Capricorn light and frequency and energy to where it was unbalanced with my chakras, threw off my homeostasis for many years. And this is what an overemphasized Capricorn looks like. They're harsh, they're rigid, they're overcautious, they're restricted, inhibited, cold, detached, and obsessed with success. That is what I did. I became an entrepreneur. I started doing things that I did, like, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I became obsessed with success. That was the only thing that I cared about for like a decade. And it helped me cope and still be sad, hold on to the past of my husband. But I thought in my mind, I was building something for myself and for my son now. And that was my rationale. But what I didn't know is I'm literally just going through the shadow side of the devil. And so how do you work through this? Well, let me tell you, because I have experience. It's a hard journey. But you don't have, now that I'm telling you this information, I am giving you a shortcut. What I had to do is I had to go through all of the mind complex, okay, of the, so these are the archetypes of the zodiac and also the planets, okay? So I went through all these energies. Oh my God, the mind went through it. So first, I really connected with my mind. And I started understanding that my thoughts are really negative. What the hell is going on? Holy shit, I'm not a victim. So my first connection was here from the heart chakra, where I realized that my thoughts, I'm really detached. Why is it that I don't talk to my family? Like maybe it wasn't them. Maybe it was me. So I started being more curious and really doing some inner contemplation. So that's where I started. Then I had to go through all of this mind process. Then I'm just working on the body now, okay? Then I went through the spirit complex. I went through all of this. So the only way you get past the devil card is, you see the tower? People often say the tower is destruction, it's negative, and no. You know what I'm gonna say, and Ross says this too? I was the tower card for all my life. But when I saw the wisdom in this lightning bolt, see the lightning bolt? Light is information. When I saw this wisdom, I started thinking, hold on, what the hell have I been doing? And every time you ask that, you get an answer. And my answers were coming from this guy, from my heart chakra, from love. And how I opened it was I became silent. This mouth stopped talking. The senses, I quietened the senses, and I started contemplating the moon card. When I saw the wisdom in the light, that opened up my second chakra. The first chakra I opened when I started taking the positive sides of Capricorn, okay? So the positive sides of Capricorn, responsibility. I am hardworking anyways. I do have a level of maturity. I was always persistent, committed, and dedicated to the end cause, to what I wanted, which was success. You see? So that opened up my spirit. These are all the spirit complex. And when your spirit opens, it gives you answers. I started taking the answers. Then the faith card, or the star card, then I started having a little bit of faith. And it was literally dipping my toe in the water. This took, remember, 15 years, okay? So that faith started making me realize, holy shit, there's a yin and yang. There's a positive, negative. I can actually have positive thoughts. Like maybe everything that I went through is okay. Maybe I'm okay. So then when I started realizing I'm okay, I started getting into more of the sun energy and more of, okay, I've got to make an effort. Maybe I'll call my mom today. Maybe I'll call my brother today. the Sun card, which automatically gives you this rebirth because you shed everything, right? You're letting everything go. You're surrendering it. Gives you a rebirth. And now you are in the great way in the 7th density. And today I feel like I first come from the 7th density and then I kind of work backwards. As above, so below. This is as above. I hope that helps you guys. Love you so much. Bye. Oh, purchase my workbook. Remember. Bye.